Well, guys, and welcome back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Winter. I don't know why you stood tall today. It's like this is the most official panel I have ever done. Starts the panel like this. You're a delight, my friend. You're an absolute delight. We have a second game coming up soon. Let's talk about things that we need to see changed. First, you, Bowie. I mean, look, let's not touch on the obvious. I know they need a plan and discipline and play like it's a competitive game and not a pub, but like elaborate a bit more. I want something more complex than that.
I dislike the way they play IO. I think
okay,
if they want to play IO in the DPC, I think they need one better heroes. I think Tiny Leshrac is not the greatest combination. I can see why it can be good, but I just felt like they really need to improve their IO a lot. So maybe just draft something else. I actually was very impressed with Arms.
I got triggered by his skill build. He maxed the spirit on a position 5 IO.
Yeah, I saw that. Maybe they felt they like damage. I don't know.
Can that be the little title? Can we put "I dislike the way they play IO Dota 2 Bowie"? You quote it because that is one of my favorite quotes of the day. Like I've never heard that about a team. I dislike the way you play IO. Oh my god, that is harsh criticism. Considering it's one of the most picked heroes of all regions, it's rough to hear that.
Yeah, it's more about the pairings than the actual gameplay itself. Although there were a lot of missed relocates, which like it doesn't really tell. Like it's not to say that they don't play IO well. It's just that they were playing such crazy fights that there was no way to like prepare for them. I really felt like they were never really like in high ground. All right, guys, we have our cooldowns. They don't have their cooldowns. We hold high ground advantage with ward vision. Let's take an advantageous fight. They were just running all the time, and like the fights just become crazy. It's really hard to play around that. I guess there are
use your bodies, or at least sometimes use your bodies. You go die, and then you have some buyback after they use some chrono or some big ulti to kill you.
At least the buyback
at least we need to see some of that, in that game.
That's a good point, actually. Use your bodies. That's the other quote of the day. It's better to use your bodies and do nothing and let your game go away, honestly. So SG Esports once again, they just, I mean, it does say a lot though that the way you cancel a team is by banning like 2/3 of a hero pool in the first phase. Like these are not normal bans by any means, and it's not because Infamous doesn't know how to draft. It's just because they know how weak Faker is. Because Axel has played with him before on Infamous. He was the one that kicked him, so it shows why. Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, I don't know if it was him. Like, I don't know if it was like the guy who orchestrated the kick. I'm just saying, like, he was among the teammates that kicked him. Right, so just saying that.
I mean, yeah, the Mars, really good pick. I think if they want to change things, maybe, just get the Snapfire so you don't give the combo away. Pair that with a good offlaner.
Hey, like wasn't Infamous the first pick the last game, and they were on Radiant also? Am I crazy?
They were on Radiant, but I think
I say SG was first pick.
Oh, SG was first pick?
Yeah, they first picked IO in that game.
Oh, okay. So they wanted what? They wanted okay, they just wanted first pick this time. Like, is that how it works? Like you just get the priority to choose whatever you want the next game?
Yeah, exactly. And then the other person, you the priority shifts, so you can choose either first pick, second pick, or Radiant Dire.
Okay. Yeah. Magnus and Dark Willow.
Odd start.
That's a rather not something common to open up with.
This I don't have Mars, so I skewer through two brambles, and that's how I'm gonna play this. Like it's my what's it? Cheap version of Mars.
Yeah, the thing is, the ulti doesn't work so well sometimes.
That's
true. The fear and the RP. I would rather have something like Magnus Snapfire, so it's like straightforward, right? It's just easier.
Yep. I'm also not the biggest fan of Magnus into Mars because obviously he can stop the skewer relatively easily. God's Rebuke now stops the skewer as well, among other things. Horn Tusk can be stopped by God's Rebuke. It's like a lot of things that can stop it.
What I actually dislike about this Magnus is that I think it's going to be a support, and I'm not the greatest believer.
Pos 5 or 4?
Pos 5?
Pos 5, I think.
That's interesting. I don't know if I like that though, but it's interesting.
Pos 5 as walking and power. I mean, it used to be a thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, he didn't really get any buffs, so I'm not a big fan. I started to see it. I think there was a CIS game where they played.
I mean, it makes sense because usually when sorry, when you're second pick, you open your first 2 heroes. Generally, there's a possibility the 2 heroes can be supports. Like one of the heroes could be a /core/support hero. So you have the flexibility. Yeah, I could see that. Maybe with some PA, you know. I think PA Magnus is a classic duo.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, now I'm assuming you banned the biggest Magnus or like the biggest heroes there. Like PA has to be banned. If you have Mars as well, like you just ban the PA. Don't let the PA Magnus through. What other Magnus counters would you get rid of if you have a Mars on the enemy team?
I mean, you're talking about SG, right?
What other Magnus heroes would you get rid of? Sorry, Magnus combos, not counters.
Oh, Magnus
I think
combos.
Ember is a good one.
Yeah, Ember's a pretty decent one.
Yeah, okay.
PA, then there's I mean, Ursa could be decent.
Yeah,
depending
I like
on depending on what kind of game you're looking to play. I mean, it all depends on the composition. You know, there can be a lot of other options, but usually the ones that you see getting banned are the Ember, the PA, the Troll in certain patches. Those are the best ones.
I feel like
hate
this
Troll,
Rubik ban indicates that Magnus is going to be a core. Like, I don't feel like you care about banning Rubik if you're 5, right?
That's true. I agree.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
It can
But
be
also-
annoying. It can be annoying even if you're 5. He steals your Empower. I mean, then he buff his carry.
True.
But if you're banning a Rubik though, my concern is like,
Yeah.
are you trying to play the kidnapping Magnus with a Horntoss skewer?
I don't think so.
Okay, it's just not good anymore. Not against Mars. It certainly isn't.
I think you just go the tank. You buy the pipe if needed. That kind of Magnus,
interesting.
you know.
Okay.
If you're a core, if you're a support, then obviously not.
Look, don't
Just
get me
rush
wrong. I
Blink,
think as a
right?
core, it's fine to like go for like an initiator build. Like it still works. But the Rubik specifically was a counter to the skewer style Magnus, right? And it's just not a style that's played anymore, or like not good anymore, especially not against Mars. So that's why it's weird.
I mean, I don't think that's particularly necessary. I think it's just annoying to play against Rubik as Magnus, even though you're not going for the Horntoss build.
Oh, you just think that it's just because he can steal RP, he can steal, he can annoy you? Okay.
Any spell, basically. Even
sure.
even if he steals your Shockwave or Skewer, it can still be very useful for him.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I can see that.
Just wave clears, gets huge.
I mean, obviously, the best thing to steal is either the Empower or the RP.
RP, yeah. I'm not sold, I'm sorry. But, you know.
Yeah, I know. But most of the time, I feel like right now, the best off-laners are like... personally, I feel like Mars and the Tide are the best ones. And maybe Centaur is the third one. Magnus is like maybe number 4, number 5, something like that, for me.
That's fair enough, yeah. He's fallen off.
Yeah, I think the Magnus is probably gonna be a core already because they banned the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, that's the biggest indication. To be fair though, if you empower a core, it's always gonna be physical damage, or most always, right? So Winter is good against him.
I mean, it's also because of the counter initiate with the RP. You RP, then he just uses the curse. Then it's GG. You're gonna die. Your carry's gonna kill you.
Exactly.
All right, so they go for the Conquer.
Oh, is this the carry? Maybe.
Good question,
it could be.
actually.
I mean, Faker does play Kunkka though, so it wouldn't be too surprising. Like again, his hero pool is not that small. It's just like there's a couple of heroes that he's really good at, and then there's others. Like Kunkka's fine. His Kunkka's okay. It's not that Malo, but it's good.
I mean, come on. To be fair, most players have a couple of heroes they're really good at, and the other heroes are like kind of average. It's hard to find a player that he's actually amazing. Anything he plays, you know.
No, yeah, but in SA you have most like the majority of mids have like 3-4 that they're incredible at, and then the rest are like, wow, you know, like it's they really falls off hard. I'm telling you,
credit.
I am giving them credit. Dark Malo has 6 heroes. Dark Malo has 6 heroes.
A lot of heroes already. You can't.
It is a lot of credit. It is a lot of heroes. I'm impressed, and they're really good at those heroes. But like the rest of them, they genuinely do not practice them like at all. So like when you pick them in competitive, it's a bit lackluster. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I get it.
Thank you, Winter.
You're a big fan of them.
I am a big fan of Dark Malo. I think that style is interesting. I like hero spammers, dude. I think it's good because it makes drafts more interesting, to be honest with you.
Do you think if in the future the draft, right, both teams get to pick a hero that cannot be banned? Like pre-game, you cannot
like
ban
one
this
hero.
hero.
SA wins TI. SA wins TI. Let me tell you.
All right,
like,
but could the other team see what you're choosing, or
No,
do
you cannot see it.
and if they
Unless-
choose the same one, it would be just one
unless
hero
you
that would be-
unless you choose the same one, then it's only one. Yeah, that's it.
That would be cool, actually. That would be really fun.
I think Thunder Predator finally wins TI. It's their chance. It's gonna
Why?
happen. Well, because
Then
their biggest issue is like half of them are hero spammers, right? Like particularly like Mago, but also to a degree Oscar. And so like you finally get their heroes through, easy. You got it. They're the best team in the world. They're like so good at their specific heroes, genuinely.
I love Hiko, dude.
Yeah. I wish
There
him
you go.
well, but this draft is not looking like that to me.
Yeah, that silencer is a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It is good versus Void Spirit, so you
Yep.
do get that combo breaker against the arena. You do get a way to lock the Void Spirit, but he might just rush you Scepter, and then your position 5 is kind of a bit bigger.
I mean, look, you look at their adjustments from last game. Look at their draft. Everything is team fight this time.
Yeah,
it's true.
It is. It is.
But it's better draft. It's a better draft.
Every single hero literally has a team fight. Imagine the post game, you know, the captain or the coach comes out. Okay, guys, we just needed more team fight. The last.
I mean, that's how they want to play, because it felt like they wanted to team fight even when they didn't have a team fighting team. So that's cool. At least they are playing to their advantage.
I'm happy with this as well.
I don't even feel like Void was that good this game, but
Just a hero, like melee hero that can get out of arena. That's what I'm reading with the Void, to be honest with you.
yeah, I feel like they're gonna go here that is bad versus Void, because there is overall less pick on SG. So maybe they're gonna go for a Terror Blade or some sort, or like something. I guess Terror Blade is not great versus Willow, but
Or Conka.
Spectre is pretty decent, I think, against the Magnus kind of draft.
But he wouldn't ban Void, right? If you're gonna go for Spectre.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
Spectre is pretty decent against Void also.
Yeah.
Because you're tanky,
yeah.
he can't kill you in the chrono so easily. But most of the carries are banned. What is it remaining? Is Brave King banned? I didn't see.
Oh, it was
Spectre.
terrible.
Oh,
Good on
sorry.
you, Bowie.
9 pick Bowie coming hot. All right, what's left here for SG? You want
You guessed this one. You're the best analyst on this panel. So
I think you go Troll, right? You have Mag, they ban PA. You want to bash hero versus Terror Blade, I think. Or you can go Sven, but I don't like it.
I hope it's not troll, but it could be. I see why it's good in this draft.
You're a troll
absolutely hate it.
hater?
Look, I think every single troll game I've seen against Mars, troll sucks. If Mars is like a hard counter to you. People think, oh, I'm range, I beat him in lane. Nope. Mars plays with you like a pinball. He puts the arena down, and until you get BKB, you do nothing. Once you get BKB, you do something for like 10 minutes, and then you stop doing something when your BKB is 6 seconds. He's not.
I mean, does Slug work against their heroes? You think Slug can work? I mean, Slug's pretty okay against TB.
I like it. They actually have the boat.
Yeah?
Yep,
It's a Brazilian hero as well. I know Arms plays it, yeah. Every single Brazilian carry has to play Slarkus in their contract.
What?
Yeah, it's true.
Slug?
Yeah. Slagao, as they call it, yeah.
It's Larquito. Oh, they go
Drow.
Drow.
I mean, no Magnus synergy, but it's a good pick against Terrorblade.
Yeah.
I do feel like they have a lot of gap close for the Drow on the Vice and the Mars. Obviously, there is Silencer Global, so it is a little different when you actually add Silencer into the mix. You do have the Bolt to protect Drow and the RP, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a better draft in game one. Still doesn't look like a good enough draft to beat it.
The lane is going to be complicated though. Drow, most of the time you want to have like some Undying, some Bane, some mid shield in your lane.
Some Ogre.
Silencer and Drow in a lane.
Against Mars Lion as well.
You can literally just learn W on the Silencer, W on Drow, and just attack without drawing aggro, right?
That's Q on Drow. Well, I guess, yeah.
I feel like he's gonna die a lot in the lane though. I don't know.
It is possible. It is possible.
Yeah, it's very likely that if he cannot get the pull off, I think the only thing they needed to focus on the Mars is just to make sure that the enemy cannot pull. If the lane is static, I think the Drow is gonna die a couple of times in the lane.
We're gonna have to see what happens with that game, guys. As it's a better draft. Will they be able to execute it? It's honestly really tough because draft matchups are never easy, especially with a much gap close. But it's gonna be up to SG Esports. Infamous obviously looking for that second win. And for the second cast, we have the same caster doing as the first cast. Obviously, it would be weird otherwise. It's Gareth and Trent.
I don't think it would be that weird. You know, we tried it out for TI finals. We had, Gabe and Trent coming in for that. It was pretty good. But yeah, here we are. Better draft, the panel saying, for SG. Tons more team fight for them. I did double check. Game 1 was Peru. Game 2, Brazil. So maybe that's also something they lean into. You know,
good.
Game 1, they don't want to do team fight ultis because bit of delay, bit of ping. So Game 2, they're going to come out full strength. What do you feel about the Drow Ranger last pick, though?
Please.
Yes.
I'm ready now. We have a game as well.
So ready.
Take us in, because they're getting to the river here with great haste. And
they might see each other in a sec.
No one's gonna die, so we're good.
Trent, that observer ward is dying.
Yeah, that's true. I quite like the SG draft. I think that the big telling factor to me will be how much burst they can accomplish during the globals and like what the sort of team positioning is when it pops. Particularly, I feel like there's a lot of pressure on Hiko and LTH. You have the Bedlam burst, and you have just like setting up for RP, which of course leads into like, even if global ends, we're hoping they're going to be grouped up for the takedown. And that burst, I feel like it mostly comes from those two, and then just hoping you can protect Arms and let him just like slay away.
So it's like covering Arms with what, like boat with the global in the RP. You're saying, make sure the Drow Ranger is able to keep the range and do damage into the TB, as that's the job she was picked to fill. Right-click Terrorblade.
Unfortunately, as the panel pointed out, there's a Mars. It's not that. Unfortunately, is getting you again. There's
a Void Spirit. Unfortunately,
yeah, they just kind of zip in, right? Void, quite literally, he just zips in. He dashes through. He sees. And then that's going to open up all these other avenues for incursions upon the Drow. So some spooky stuff here for a Drow player.
Does dewarding that ward give away your ward? Because I feel like the only way you see the Dire ward there is if there's a Radiant one to spot you placing it.
Probably. But it's also, I don't know if it's worth it, risking it.
Like leaving the lane and moving over there and giving up time and space.
It's also a lot of early investment in the gold, but if you hit it, of course, you get some gold back.
Yeah. We'll see what Dark Willow does.
I don't think I'd do it. It's too risky.
Just leave it.
It's so satisfying if you hit it, though.
You're in two minds here. Do it, but don't do it.
Yeah.
I keep flicking my camera up to the top to see how Drow's doing, and every time I look there, there's like God's Rebuke and an Earth Spike and stuns being chucked at her. Silencers having a few struggles as well, being disabled up.
Yeah, there's a Silencer. I feel like I have not seen this hero very much at all across the DPC. I don't know, going to TI, remember all the calls, the panic? But nerf Silencer, quick! Hurry! See those broken hero ever? And then I think he did get a tweak before TI, but we still just, the hero was not relevant at all. So Silencer really waiting to find a place in Pro Dota lately.
It felt like he was a frustrating hero to play against, but not like a game-winning hero.
Yes,
especially
I would say that is true.
When his lane doesn't go particularly well. But top, Earth Spike into Spear, God's Rebuke, and the clicks from Michael get them first blood on the Drow. Winter, spot on as usual, calling that Drow probably going to die a few times in this lane. Already showing why.
Looks like this is the 7th Silencer pick across the entire DPC. Upper, lower division, all regions. Not very popular. That just now puts him above Pudge by 1 game. If you want that as a metric there, guys.
It was like Pudge looked like he was going to be super popular, right? Like the first, 5 games, we saw him like 2 or 3 times come out. Like Zai was playing him a bunch.
Yep.
I don't know. No longer. Oh, Terrorblade. Oh, the stick charges. 130 HP.
Would you like to hazard a guess at who is the most picked hero with a whopping 16-game lead over the next highest?
Is it Mars?
Nah, Mars is second. Close. But it's
I don't know.
They're a good friend of Mars. They like hanging out together on the lane.
Who is it, Trent?
It's Snapfire. 99 picks. One more for the good 100 picks across the DPC for Snapfire.
99 already.
Yeah, not doing too hot though. 42.42% win rate. So, I mean, Snap.
Drow.
Though. Oh,
not again. The value point in Gust, not so valuable now for Arms. 2 deaths. We should have asked Winter what his number was. Bottom lane, Dark Willow. No, she's fine. Ogre might not be fine though. Oh, yeah, we should have asked Winter how. Like he said, Drow's going to die a few times. We should have got a 3, a 4, a 7.
Look, Sacred killed him, and he was lagging. It's like I don't even need a full connection.
Kill you anyway. This is just a situation where Silencer is unable to do anything, right? He can't stand against the Lion. He can't help the Drow. At what point do you just ditch and say, Drow goes bot and we'll put our Magnus top?
Yeah.
Is that something they should have done to begin with?
I don't know, because at first I can see the logic of like, well, maybe we can just push through it. Like, we have the damage from the Silencer, and Drow can... if you get the lead in the lane, you can see how this could work out for you.
Yeah.
But obviously, yeah, we've now reached the point where it's clear that's not going to happen. So I think she TVs up here one more time, and they try it out, and then you make the tough call. But yeah, even this, like Michael trading with Widge, it's not looking good. Oh, he's going to get the body block too?
Yeah.
He's not even going to commit for it either. Yeah, easy.
Stops the pulls from happening. There's a decent wave coming in towards Sacred's Mars as well.
Is it worth taking the Bulwark? Or no, at 4? No, okay. That was my question. If he goes 2 Spear or Bulwark. But they're just not losing
damage,
the lane.
mate. Just kill Silencer like that.
Imagine a core player coming to help you guys. Can you
Never
imagine
seen that before.
That guy missed last hits for that.
What a player. Well, top lane. We'll look away from that disaster now. Not going too great for SG. Mid is looking pretty even between the Void Spirit and the Kunkka. 2 melee heroes just trading. Really, it's down to level 6, level 7. Action rune if they move. Yep. So bottom lane, I guess, is going to be our focus, so we don't have to look at the travesty of Drow Ranger. As Terrorblade, 25 and 2. Magnus out farming him though.
Yeah, with the headdress there. They're up to 7.4 HP regen on the Mag and 5.1 on the Willow. So trying to match what Ogre can do. He's out regenning an Ogre. A nice build.
Oh, and here comes the Kunkka. First rotation pretty early. Like, yes, he's cracked level 6. He'll throw the X-Boat, times it with a drag back, kills Lumiere. A much needed maneuver from KXY.
And what's so good about that play is that you don't have the punish. Like last game, you have like the Leshrac, for example, opposite the Queen of Pain. And you have to worry about something. I mean, in this case, it's a Void Spirit. He's going to be back in time to catch all these creeps and miss pretty much nothing. And also, trying to get a kill with level 6 against the Void Spirit, sure, it would be great if you solo killed the enemy mid. But that's so much less likely. Like, go get the free kill bottom.
It's pretty much impossible mid. Where's the rune spawn, though? That's the next question.
Glyph thinks we can get over in time and come back for the 6. Oh, it's bottom.
And the rune spawn's bot. Yeah.
Some things in life are just never fair for the mid player,
Yeah, it was well played by the Kunkka. Sets himself up for success. But now a smoke from the Lion and the Void Spirit spots the Silencer. And in we go with a chain stuns, which completely caught out in no man's land. Drow Ranger now hiding under tier 1, sat at level 5. Things not looking so pretty for SG in that top half of the map.
Oh, and I love this. Michael getting the ward down early in that jungle, right? Because you know where Drow's going to go. He also offsets it a little bit above that that outpost up top because slightly less likely to be dewarded right there. And they just want to get some eyes on when Drow inevitably retreats back here.
Yeah, I love... Oh, Skewer into the Brambles. Lumiere still level 5, so no Sunder for him, but he cuts himself through the trees. Eco and LTH unable to capitalize. I do like these kind of outpost wards, whether it's your outpost or enemy, just like in that vicinity are way less likely to be dewarded, right? Because that spot, you have the high ground to the right, you have that left-hand side kind of ramp, the staircase that's very often warded.
Yeah.
And even the ramp further south as well. Looks like Radiant scan clips KXY, so they know that Kunkka is moving somewhere. They see him with a TB illusion. And Lumiere moves into the forest.
Is he? He is in vision. They see the illusion there, so they're going to know that he's over jungle there. He could die here if KXY went for a long-range torrent.
And Axel's baiting for the Void Spirit to jump in. Ogre tanks a couple of spells alone. Gets on top of the Dark Willow, but now skewered back. RP's ready. Hiko throws it at him. Widge dead on the other side of the map, but they want this Void Spirit real bad. Good chaining of spells there between the Mag and the Kunkka. Get a much bigger kill for SG.
Widge just continuing to contribute to the team by being the chum. Churning it up top there.
At least he doesn't give away intelligence when he dies.
Yeah, I had that thought earlier. I was like, should that be something with Silencer? Like, what if you could give back the intelligence, but you got double value out of the end when you were holding it?
Yeah. Well,
We
it's
gotta
not
make
like
this
that,
more
unfortunately.
interesting, guys.
I guess that's another question we should have posed the panel. How much intelligence will Silencer end the game with? Just stay at
Let me just look at his stat
Never gets
game.
involved. I meant bonus, the stolen stuff.
Yeah, see, my joke is that he's never going to get any, so that's why I said I'll just look at his stat game. Luckily, all jokes are much funnier when they're explained.
When you explain it, yeah. Well, sometimes you have to explain it to Neanderthal brains like me, you know?
True.
A quick call back to game one. And that tier 1 tower top is already dead. 9 minutes in, they've got control. Drought now down to the bottom jungle, as of course they've used that catapult wave to clear a tier 1 of their own. It's not looking too bad for SG. I thought this would be much rougher going through the laning stage than it has been. You know, Kunkka's rotations have been spot on.
I really like the fact that SG are going to play in here in this Radiant jungle as Widge scouts out for the team once more.
-2. Kunkka still wants this Ogre, though. Pops a pretty hefty wand. Boat comes in with a 2-man stun. Lion. Great Earth Spike as this Drow multi-shot does a little bit of damage, but KXY a little bit stuck here. Gets the Ogre kill, but Sacred's dying. The Magnus and the Dark Willow take down the Mars, so 2 kills there. Nothing handed over in return.
This reminds me
they
again.
got the Silencer, that's it.
Yeah, it's like game 1 again, where they're taking fights that you're just like, why are you fighting this? Like, I feel like they knew that a lot of them were still here, and you got the free kill on the Silencer, and they continue to engage. They have a ward up on the high ground. It's still there, right by Hiko. So, like, they saw this. And the reason why SG are playing in this area, and what's so good about it, is that it's going to allow Drow to rotate back through and farm up onto those Ancients as well, where KXY is, and still farm up the whole jungle while feeling safe. And if they want to come in and fight you, that's great news for SG. I think they're very happy with that.
Yeah, keep coming at us. Hiko gets a skewer in onto that Void Spirit. He's stunned. He's done. Alone down to the Bedlam RP. They'll get that Ogre as well. Axel feeds himself away. Another 2-man stun, but that team fight's over. Arms comes out with a double kill after looking like he's having a torrid early game. Suddenly recovered.
I believe there was some sort of a toxic spill in the top lane and in the dire jungle because no one wants to be there. It must be contaminated or something because Infamous just are refusing to go and utilize that space. They're instead just ramming themselves in here. And again, great plays by SG as well. It's not like these kills are free or anything, but it feels like Infamous are just making this much harder than it needs to be. Alone, you've got to live this. Surely he's a Void Spirit. All right, he's good.
That's a nice tier 1 for them as well. So SG now have a lot of room on this map. They've seen Sacred moving back through his jungle. He's got Arena, but he really wants to farm that Blink Dagger right now.
I'll tell you what I really want, Gary B. I want a game 3.
What's that?
I think SG are kind of turning it up here. You know, they're looking a lot better. I think they found good fights when they were down a lot in game 1. I think if they can kind of channel energy into game 2 here, things could look nice. Oh, he tries to go for the saving smoke. Doesn't hit. Of course, that smoke could also allow KXY to re-goose in here if they want to bait the mag, but they're just going to head on out. And maybe someone will go top one day.
It's like hunt the TB right now for Kunkka and Willow. This is Dire Observer Ward mid Radiant side. Oh, they've got a catch. Alone dissimulates. Half HP with a couple of Astral Steps there, so he's fine. But the amount of value this Dire Ward on the Radiant side mid lane has got so far, it's been tremendous. They've seen everything coming. Now a DD rune for Kunkka. A minute until boat's back up, so not going to be looking for any fights right now.
Well, Sacred has the Blink Dagger too as well on this Mars, so I think that they are set to go here.
Do they want to play with the TB, or is like TB just using meta to farm Ancients at this point? Lumiere tells his team go.
I like the idea of like baiting and like play around the TV and try and find a fight near tier 2 so you can actually utilize TV to like maybe siege a tower a bit. I guess the problem is that they need to find one of those before there's a blink on Magnus. So that's going to be very hard. Michael's trying to prep for this with the vision. Oh, good hide in the trees up top here as well. You're going to see LTH come through.
Oh, hello, Willow.
It's free.
Finger of Death and the spear. One stack on the finger kills for Lion.
Great setup. The support sort of pincering there onto the Dark Willow. Oh, if they actually tucked underneath there and caught the Terrorblade, that would have been so bad. He was low doing Ancients. But they'll find the Lion instead.
Yeah, they immediately smoke out of their Ancients after Drow cleared them. Catch the Lion on the way back. And you're right, Terrorblade, you know, into Fountain. Cleared out his triangle, doesn't want to stick around.
Still thinking about a Veil on Ogre, huh?
Yeah, I feel like we've been seeing this on like position 5s more and more often. I think Treant is the other one that comes to mind, where we're just seeing like Treant buy Veil. Yeah. Like, cool, I have a Bassi, I'm gonna turn it into something. So it's not that expensive, right?
No, for sure. It's got a lot of good build-ups too. I mean, it's awesome with a Void Spear when he gets the eggs too. There's a ton of value there. So, plus you're an Ogre, so like your items, Medallion feels kind of awkward on the hero unless you like really want Roche. Force Staff is hard to afford.
And it's like, with Veil, you're like, I'm an Ogre position 5 and I can clear a creep wave.
True.
I can go Veil Ignite. Creep wave dies.
And you know they're going to lose a Rax pretty early this game, so he'll have that. Don't have a lot of hope.
Roshan. Half HP, and I don't think Infamous has an inkling that this is happening. They're just killing Roshan here with no contest. Yeah, Alone's out of mana top. Sacred is top tier 1, just sitting there waiting. And there's Aegis for arms.
All right. SG, this is your chance to cement control of this game. Now, how do you play this defensively? It's Infamous. That's the question. I highly doubt they find Widge. I feel like Widge is like died enough this game and it's just going to be way back. So I'm just going to assume there's a global for the next team fight. So then I'm going to move on to probably the Mag, I guess. Do they have the vision to stop Mag from initiating on them, do you think? Or do you think he's just going to get a good jump?
I think he's going to get a good jump. Honestly, I think Silencer might have had a bit too much of a taste of success. He's got 6 permanent stolen intelligence right now. He's going to be looking for more. A bit of wave cutting from Alone and Sacred. Brambles. Ooh, the Void Spirit. He's got spells to disengage, though, and they'll turn onto Sacred, but they miss the Terrorize. Pretty close into the trees, yeah. They even place a high ground kind of Tinker Ward to try and see them. While that was all happening,
6 stolen
Lumiere
intelligence.
clears bot wave, farms the jungle.
And you're once you've stolen 6, this is like you're smart enough to take the IQ test, but still dumb enough to pay for it. You know.
Still dumb enough to believe in it.
Yeah, he's going on that online course. He's like, yeah, I am smart. Yeah. Oh, $15 to see my results. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, top 10%. That's me.
He's gonna go buy the new Jordan Peterson book.
Big brain.
0 IQ. They take control of Radiant Triangle. Got some real good vision all the way around that top rune spot. And they're kind of just waiting for Infamous to make a move, because you've got to know that Alone is itching to get in on top of people.
I mean, he's just we're trading places from last game, right? He's cutting top. They don't want to fight. There's not really much point fighting into this Aegis. I think they see some of these big spells and don't really want to be a part of it. And they're hoping to get TV. Scotty would be huge. That would be so excellent for this TV, just to get a little bit more health.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's not good.
That's worth it. That's worth it. That's Drow's BKB down for 2 minutes.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's very not good for Drow. Bad news bears.
Super value by the Ogre. I'm always curious when...
Well, he might get Kunkka's courier here too. Oh, I thought... Oh, he
Oh,
does
is
have a
he?
ward. He just doesn't want to go for it.
Okay. I'm always curious when this kind of decision is made. You know, we've seen Echo Sabers and Dragon Lancers get disassembled into BKB quite often. But the Drow Ranger here opted to buy an extra Ogre Axe, right?
Yeah.
So what's the decision there? Is it, I have enough gold to buy a full BKB, I guess? I
That
didn't need
and-
it a couple of minutes earlier.
Yeah, exactly. I think that the value from Dragonlance is just... I don't know. I would just be keeping it. I don't even want to disassemble it for that one item. I feel like it's still worth...
Okay. Oh, Lumiere. Scary times. They see the Ogre instead, though. Axel, yet again, gives his life up to bodyguard the Terrorblade. A little bit of item swapping by Lumiere. Pops out a couple of mangoes after swapping his stats items into his backpack.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It doesn't... I don't know, it doesn't smell of desperation for Infamous, though. Even though I can feel this tidal wave coming from SG, you know, Aegis on Drow, they're pushing forward. They are playing their game very well. But like, that's the thing, right? Infamous are doing stuff on the map. They're not getting steamrolled.
No, they're doing what SG tried to do last game, but better. He's got so many free lanes, or free waves up top as alone. And this tower is just taking so much free damage.
Top tower is under attack.
He's getting whooped by creeps.
Dire's
And another
And he
courier.
got another courier? Are you serious?
He's going to buy another Yule's as well, apparently. He's got Yule's queued up after already having one. Curious to see if he goes for that Aghanim Scepter, as he'll jump onto Widge's Silencer. Very quickly dispatches with him.
They're getting handled during this
Torrent.
Aegis. I mean, they got some towers, which is nice and everything, but you're not supposed to really be losing much when you're walking around the map as Aegis, especially when you're holding things like Blink RP.
Yeah. It feels like you're meant to go from like the 3k lead they've had a while now up to like, 5 or 6k, right? They're meant to get a 3k advantage further. But it's being kept dead even. Or Drow, how long's that Aegis? 20 seconds on Aegis.
I mean,
She's just going to die straight up here. They're global.
is under attack.
What?
Arms turns around. There's no one else here. It's just Ogre and Lion going on a Drow Ranger, and one of them dies.
Bit of a
Global force
greedy
down?
Global, yeah. I'm totally fine with that as Ogre, I think. Because, like, as you said, the Aegis is expiring, so now this means that no Aegis, no Global. This is a great opportunity for them to finally strut out some of these items that they've been holding on to. Alone will be the one to make that decision, I'm sure, as he's also close to the Aghanim Scepter, which is a pretty massive jump up in terms of damage output for a Void Spirit. So
Yeah.
I'd understand if he wants to hesitate a bit, because there's still some pretty scary stuff on SG.
I mean, what is it? In 2 minutes' time, we're going to have Aghanim's Void Spirit plus Skadi on TB.
Yeah.
So we're going to have some huge items coming out for Infamous. And I guess Sacred, well, he's already got BKB done. So that's
Tower is under
already
attack.
checkbox ticked.
Alone has just played so
SG.
fantastically this game. He's done everything perfect.
We'll see what he does now, though, with the Finger of Death burst onto the Lion. Arms is close to
See?
death, but
Just
not
like
quite. They've got
that.
the big RP. In we go with the God's Rebuke, and the BKB from Drow saves it from the arena, but 3 heroes obliterated by SG. The safety net was there for Drow. Arms surrounded by his buddies.
Dire's bottom
Very well guarded by Hiko.
top tower has fallen.
Well, so aside from that, Alone has
You
played
cursed him.
extremely well this game.
Under attack.
Like, it's very hard to keep a game going. Like, we saw SG fail to try and delay, like the way that Infamous has managed to this game. And number one, they have a Terrorblade, so he can basically control like jungle +1 or even just two lanes by himself. But then the way Alone is able to like control the couriers, catch all those waves up top. It did so much work for Infamous, but unfortunately, you're still in a losing position. Which means when you make that mistake and you get the big punish there, he goes so patient with this RP, by the way, as well. Like, I've been waiting for this for a long time. And as you pointed out, that is the saving grace that gives them that tier 2, as well as a high ground siege with only the range creep left, the range racks left.
Ah, great melee racks take. Infamous, now we start to get that whiff of desperation about them. They need to make something happen.
It's a classic.
Smoking out of their base.
DKB's back on Mars.
Time to clap back. Who's this? It's Kunkka.
One core
Smoke
kill gets
broken.
mags. One core kill.
DD rune. Ooh, Dark Willow takes the DD rune. The Global's there as well. So Mars has the BKB. Spear launch, but KXY has the BKB of his own. Affliction Stuns up the silencer, but Drought Ranger's going wild on the Lion. Now the arena comes. They blow through Hiko's Magnus. Terror Blade, he's trying his hardest.
Good arena.
Lumiere, he slowed him down with a Skadi, and LTH close to death, but Hiko's there with the mech. Now the Shockwave back in, waiting to try and skewer through the X mark and the Brambles, and alone he's caught up. Another spear. Sacred's back in on the Drow Ranger, but Arms healed up until the death comes. Lumiere sunders back onto the Magnus and the Hex. They've got to catch onto the Kunkka.
Oh, Fire Blast?
Oh, that Fire Blast stuns him, and KXY down. Lumiere shows his face after farming for 23 minutes. He's going to try and grab himself a triple here, thanks to Michael with a blink stun. Impales LTH. Bedlam spent. Always into melee form. The Shadow Realm TP successful to escape from the danger.
The dregs of Infamous cleaning up that fight. That was terrifying. And then TB just turned it on. I really like the way that Sacred set that all up, though. Like, the arena was essentially, like, trapping an SG, and then he just left. He's like, I don't want to be in here with this Drow, right? TB's on the outside, just wailing away, finding the damage that he needs where he needs it. That is not an easy fight. And that was with a global starting things off there, too.
Yeah, it felt like Sacred kind of purposefully jumped in and didn't do anything, forcing the global, then pops his BKB and starts casting spells.
Yeah.
He was like, go on, try me. But we really do see the strength of that Terrorblade coming into action. It really has been 22 minutes of farming and doing very little.
Ooh,
now he's 2, 1, and 2.
They're going to smoke in having the RP ready, but he just finished the Agnums on Void Spirit despite dying in that fight.
Ooh.
Oh, that's free,
Ooh,
though.
hello.
Don't need Horn Toss for that.
Alone. Moves out of his own triangle. Squadron of couriers coming to deliver stuff to the Dire team now. It's a butterfly on Drow Ranger. Still a minute left on the Roshan timer, though.
Lumiere needs a lot of items.
Yeah, he's got them all queued up. BKB, Swift Blink, MKB.
Yeah, that should be it. That should be everything I need this game, then I'll win. Perfect. Team, I would like these items. Please delay.
Space.
Yeah.
Make lots of it. I guess like Mars doesn't need anything else. He's got Blink BKB. Ogre has Veil going Shard for that fire shield. Would be pretty nice. What does Lion need now? Aether Lens? Yeah.
He needs to respawn because Roche is up in 13 seconds. They have a ward on the backside of the Roche pit. So Infamous will get some knowledge, perhaps, like if a courier goes by or something, as to the fact that they're going to be going for this pretty soon. And Hiko's just waiting. He knows the value of this
Oh,
Roche.
no.
Oh, there's our replay, too.
He walks out as Roche respawns. The classic. Yeah, this TV with that Mars ulti, like you said, he just stands outside of it.
It's
Yeah, they're going to make a go of this, right? The Hex on Kunkka. Global resets. Make sure KXY is okay.
That Yule's.
Yule's on the Magnus as well, so that stopped the Blink RP initiation. He's out of there, now skewering across to try and RP this big Mars. Sacred's BKB'd up and arena'd, but Arms, he's shiny and golden, walking straight through it. Michael and Sacred dead as Lumiere just ditches. Didn't want to fight there.
Oh, things were good, and then they went bad. He blinked into that skewer, the escape skewer from Hiko. He actually got taken out by him after that initial Yule's catch. And Excel probably going to be free.
The Ogre, yeah, they've got meta here, but Lumiere just really not in a position to fight whatsoever. Maybe with Alone joining, they can go back in as Lumiere's killed off the Dark Willow with illusions. He's going to kill off Hiko with illusions.
They let themselves just get whittled down chasing.
What?
That was like all TB illusions.
I'm just like watching the TB hero and he's just standing there doing nothing. And then a hero dies. Wait, what? And then another hero dies. He's chasing up high ground as well. Reflection on the silencer.
There's an Invis rune on
They
Kunkka.
see the Drow Ranger. Aether Remnant catches Arms. The boat's coming in. A bit of safety here for Drow potentially, but Alone's going to keep on chasing. X-Mark will drag him back, but counteracted by the Yules. And the Hurricane Pike, well, just the Force Staff on Drow, gets her to that low ground. But would you believe it? Roche alive, ready for the taking, but by Infamous. Potentially here if they wander into the pit, but they want a kill. They want a catch onto Widge. Silence are down. Now it's definitely Roche time. 2 heroes dead for 30 plus.
Meta? How?
I don't know.
How? Aegis and Shard available, and Alone didn't buy it either. So now he's gonna probably get a Shard, I would presume, on the Void Spirit. Excel's just feeding. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, take me. Oh no. Oh, it's getting spicy. Terrorize? Terrorize? Oh, do it. Do it, you coward.
Dead. Oh, they're going to jump back in on this. The Dark Willow's caught out by Yule Sacred. He throws the arena onto them to zone him away from Roshan. Alone has a Yule to assimilate in a couple of seconds. He needs to buy time for himself. Now he's got the space he needs, but the Torrent connects just at a perfect time. The trouble being Sacred's there with a spear to reinitiate onto Hiko. Jeez Louise. Now Terrorblade is an absolute monster.
Oh, he's like, best case scenario. My Void Spear had to leave to delay, and now I have Demon Zeal. That's the good stuff. Plus, I mean, how often do you get to say Demon Zeal?
Never. I don't think I've ever said it in a cast before.
Get used to it, baby.
Demon Zeal.
Yeah, there you go. So it's 20% of his current HP to cast, which is awesome. It dispels you, and you get 50 movement and 50 attack speed for 7 seconds. And you get a better bonus when you're in melee. Crazy.
There's a 7-second downtime, right?
Yeah.
7-second duration, 14-second cooldown. Yeah, that's pretty damn good.
And
if you've got Swift
what's the mana
Blink,
cost on it? If you could read that to me.
is it 0?
It's 0. There's no mana cost. Isn't that nice? Isn't that quality? You can just spam it.
So nice.
Now, mind you, you don't really want to do it when you're at full HP, but you know those mid-game fights. Maybe you get a little bit of lifesteal in your build. That can be kind of hype, or like, well, preferably your team, obviously, because TV. But
Yeah, Ogre, by Vlad's.
yes, please. You know what? Actually, though, Ogre by Blast.
Seriously. I didn't realize Fire Shield lasted so long. I keep seeing Ogre put it on the TB and it just lasts forever. 25-second duration on Fire Shield.
Oh, that's right. We haven't even talked about that. Pretty good spell. I think it's one of the main reasons Ogre gets picked these days. Like, you know, the hero's always been good, but it's just that little thing that puts it over the hump, right? Like if Witch Doctor had this shard, you'd probably see more Witch Doctor, for example.
Especially when you've got like one true carry, and you're just like, I will put this spell on this hero always. No decision making needed. Where is TB? I will put Fire Shield on him. Nice little Bloodlust. SG going for a bit of a push down bottom, but they're not committing for it. Need to come back and address the TB illusions.
The other thing about this is that there's no range limit on Fire Shield. So versus like a Drow lineup, it's kind of sick. She's like way back there, you know?
Just launching fireballs at her.
Yeah.
Oh, Kunkka. Ogre gets spotted by the... Oh, no. Yeah, well, now they'll know. Ogre throws some ignites on the creep wave. They see the Kunkka. KXY, is he going to have to BKB TP? He just goes for the TP. He didn't BKB, now he does. Body blocked up a little bit, but look at who's wrapping around from the river. It is Terrorblade. He's got a big torrent on that Kunkka. Nice boat as well. He's doing some good work there, but he's got no teammates anywhere near him. I mean, Coco's Rum is bonkers stuff right now. Finger of Death is like no damage whatsoever. KXY.
You better hope Ice Frog didn't see that. He's like, wow, that took them an extremely long time to kill one hero. Now, mind you,
what's he got? Titan Sliver?
He did use the Demon Zeal, so yeah, that was 20% of his current HP as well when he Demon Zealed. Demon Zeal.
Demon Zeal or Demon Zelt?
Demon Zeal.
Zelt?
He was Zelt as a demon.
He was Zelt, right?
Yes.
I'm just wondering, like, it's one of those weird words where you say zealous and overzealous, right? Or a zealot. But we say zeal when it's not a noun.
He is Zelanius.
That's a good one. Zelanius Monk? My favorite jazz artist right there.
Perfect. That sounds like you're making that up, but I'll choose to believe you. Well, I guess
you don't know Thelonious Monk? Thelonious Monk? Yeah, that's true. Jazz is just made up. It's all the wrong notes at the right time.
That's pretty deep stuff right there. I don't know if I can handle that here. I know Infamous can handle this game. We're in SG doing well in this game, guys. What happened? You guys remember that?
It has turned around. But they've still got stuff like RP and Boat and Terrorize. It feels like they just need to click their buttons onto some enemy heroes and things will be fine for them again.
When they cast their spells, they're generally very good.
Yeah, just don't get chased by TB illusions for like 3 minutes and lose your 2 supports for no reason.
That one. Yeah, that was bad. And you know, the BKB courier dying, that was actually kind of huge by Excel. And then the global with 20 seconds left on the Aegis. That was kind of awkward too. So they really didn't get very much. And of course, they lost the second Roche, and well, Lumiere's your uncle. And he's, he's almost completed his build. Team has delayed.
God, he's got an MKB out of nowhere. We still have to wait another 2.5 minutes for potential next Roche spawn, though. I don't know if Infamous want to actually go and do anything until then. Just wait on their high ground. Sit ready for SG if they make a move.
Is this a thing that he goes doing Aether before Shard?
Interesting.
I feel like that's not a thing.
No. I know. Surely you want the Horn Toss.
Yeah, I feel like it's just better to have the... I mean, Horn Toss is, well, you know, Horn Toss. It's something.
He's got Psychic Headband, right? Does he need Aether Lens?
I guess, yeah, he's just building up on it. He's like, I really want the distance.
Smoke into smoke, Trent. They're going to clash. They're going to butt heads. Oh,
Smoke
smokes break. Oh, no. Kunkka shows... Who was it? Lion that had the smoke broken on Radiant. I want to get some vision down. Now taking...
Oh, look how tempting this rune is.
Sacred's in such a good spot. Oh, he blinks spears straight on to that Kunkka. Lumiere gets his BKB off, but the blink RP from Hiko catches the 2 of them. Boat on to the top, but Terrorblade just too huge at this point. KXY is on the run. Slowed, fingered, nearly dead. The multicast comes, and KXY, he's gone. Drow Ranger also got slain by Alone's Void Spirit, and the chase is towards the Dark Willow. Lumiere picks up a double as Widge drops, and the poor Dark Willow will follow them into the grave.
Yeah, but that Invis rune, though, it was looking real tempting. Just had to go in.
So tempting. Is that game now?
Yes.
Like, TB matter for another 5 seconds? They'll get a lane of racks, but there's still a chance.
It's
they're going tier 4s.
Sacred's at least thinking about it. He wants to put it in their head.
Are they?
Team?
Can they? Demon Zeal. Sounds like something Slacks would come up for.
Oh, that was sick.
Come up. Oh,
dude, they baited him in so hard.
Really nicely done. It's kind of forcing his buyback there as well. Just going to keep poking and prodding. Finish off that Rax in the mid lane. Lumiere blinks away. Roshan, 5 seconds until fast spawn. This seems all perfectly timed for Infamous to go back and... 41? Try 3 minutes.
Nuts. I could will it into existence, you know?
I keep forgetting Infamous are a lane down.
Oh, yeah. Wow, I actually totally forgot about that. It has been a long
lane's dead,
time.
by the way.
That's a Terrorblade game, dude. When it doesn't even feel like you're a lane down.
Man.
Oh, illusion
at this... Very nice.
Yeah.
At this point, I usually try to look at what kind of item is coming up next for the team that's losing. I just don't know if there's an item that salvages their game. It feels like it is just execution. Can we get the vision, the team fight, the jump that we need? So far, Infamous has resoundingly just said no.
All right, well, there's an Aghanim's kind of on Widge, as you can see. I don't know about that one. That gives the AoE last word. Very cool, for sure, but I guess if you can catch it after the dispels, I don't know. He's got
just give him all the tomes. Man, get him to level 25. Last word mutes. All alone. He's in on top of Widge. Eon Disc is popped. Widge tries to turn back onto the Void Spirit as they land an RP. Lumiere stunned up for quite a while.
That was a big delay.
Yule's on Sacred as well. They disengage away. He goes. Skewers off to the right-hand side, but Sacred's back in with a God's Rebuke. Dead for 90 with no buyback. And they're eyeing up that top lane of barracks.
I think the destruction of Horn Toss has made Mag a little awkward.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I don't know what to build on this hero. Like, I like the idea of the tankability items for sure. Like, he's got the mech and stuff, and like if Pipe's good, it can be nice, but he doesn't really have the best Empower ally this game either, so I think that's not helping. Ooh. There goes Wiz.
Yeah, he dead. And now Arena already put out there before the global can come. Alone dropped. As the Dark Willow gets a pretty juicy kill. No buyback on him, no way to re-enter the fight, so Infamous forced to scatter. There was a buyback and a global though. And no matter where you look, there's Radiant Waves crashing in towards the base of the Dire team. So they've got to, what, push out 3 lanes and then think about contesting Roshan. Or they just ignore the lanes and go straight to Rosh because they're that afraid.
There's so many eggs coming out right now too. KXY has this eggs just finished up now as well. It's flying on the courier, so perhaps the chaos of the Kunkka Aghanims can sow some discord among Infamous. Yes. I love stealing that as a Rubik. I feel like Poseidon or something. It's because I just don't really play Kunkka, but when I steal it, it feels nice.
That's a nice little way to clear waves as well. Just X mark back. Don't stick around in Roshan completely. Group up and play together. Man, I actually just can't believe Arms is 11, 4, and 6 after the start he had. He has genuinely had a tremendous, 35 minutes after lane stage.
Yeah, you can also see some of the struggles of like the Drow versus the Mars, I think in particular. Because like the Drow makes sense versus the TB, there's no doubt. You're piercing through that armor. Like you look at TB guys, look, he's got 42 armor. Do you see how it's all white? That's usually very bad versus Drow. Because she's just going to pierce right through your armor. That's what she does.
Are they killing the Kunkka here? That's a good RP to try and stop the Kunkka dying, but he still falls anyway. 80 seconds, no KXY. Terrorblade, Scardy slowing the Willow and looking for the Silencer, whose Aeon Disc has already been used up. They've got the Hex from Michael. Disable him up, double kill for Alone. He goes speared back, beautiful move from Sacred to blink in front of him, and a triple for the Void Spirit. Now you're in a 5 versus 2, the tier 4s are unlocked, and Lumiere goes straight for it.
I think the fears of the Drow were fully realized this game. Just like, you lose that momentum for just a second, and you no longer have a safe haven to just sit back and throw spells. And by spells, I mean right clicks. And said right clicks just never came. I think we're going to look at the damage that Drow did to TV this game, and it's going to be, like, pitifully small. Like, I think she probably did, like, 5k damage to TV, and most of it was in that last fight where she's just poking him on the Ancient, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm going to guess 3,100. All right, I'm going to be right this time.
You can have a quick look.
I'll be having a quick look.
Straight in there, looking at the breakdowns. But honestly, though, going into this series, I didn't expect much from SG, and they've kind of what's the number?
That can't be right. Hold on. That can't be right. That must be damage taken, right? Oh my God, no.
It just can't be right, Trent.
That can't be right. Did you look at it? That can't be right.
Is that 0?
It says 0.
It says 0. Drow Ranger did 0 damage to TB, apparently.
She never right-clicked TV. You know what it is? She only hit him with multi-shot because the multi-shot goes through the arena, which doesn't make any sense when you think about it. But she did 0 damage to TV. That's your counter pick, guys. That's a problem. All right? That is all sacred in those arena placements, by the way. And just the way Lumiere played around that can't be right. Is that actually right? That's got to be right. No. I mean, I'm serious. I never saw him hitting TB this whole game.
I mean, you said it would be a pitifully small number, and you know what? 0 is a pitifully small number. My goodness. But yeah, I didn't expect much from SG. We've seen Infamous, time and time again perform very well. I think that, given the circumstances, SG did better than I expected, like draft-wise and play-wise. They showed that they can execute in some regards, but maybe it just takes a bit of time for them to actually gel together. And I don't know. What are your thoughts in that?
I think they definitely look good. They have like the potential for sure. And I think it's gonna be really frustrating to see a game like this where you were ahead, but hopefully they can see some of the positives of like how they got ahead, and then of course try and fix some of the issues as to where it went wrong. And part of that comes down to just like the draft in terms of, I think, difficulty. I think this was a hard game to win for them. I think they did well getting to the point that they did, but unfortunately, this is a like one single slip up and you slide all the way back down the mountain kind of draft, and they slid back down that mountain pretty damn fast. But overall, I think that they're the kind of team that DPC is great for, because they should be growing to try and become a contender that turns these games the next times they face someone like Infamous.
Absolutely. I'm just sitting here staring at a big fat 0 in the middle of my screen that Drow did 0 down to TV. I can't take my eyes off it. But with that, yeah, we'll pass it back to the panel and go through their thoughts on the series.
0 damage. 0 damage from auto attacks. I think Gareth said it best. There's your counter. I mean, okay, before we talk about the game, I just wanted to mention one thing which surprised me. Thelonious Monk, a real jazz artist. Why do you know this, Gareth? Every day I get proven that Gareth is the most cultured caster, and he says the wackiest things. And I have to check him, and I go, there's no way that this is true. And it's true. Thelonious Monk. Thank you, Gareth, for enlightening me every day. Anyway, talk about Dota. What was the shift? Because they were actually doing well this game. Our casters talked about how they didn't press their advantage too much. Bowie?
I want to say something here, because in the first panel...
Bowie, unmute yourself on Discord, please.
All right, so I want to say something, because in the first panel, Avo said, well, Bowie, maybe you should talk about things that are not obvious, all right? Because I said that they were being not disciplined. Once they took the lane of barracks, all right, they went to the mid lane, and I believe Global Silence was on cooldown, and they decided to take a fight even though Aegis was expired. They bought back a hero in the mid-tier 1, and they lost that fight, and that was the beginning of pretty much them losing all of their map control, Terrorblade just farming for 5 minutes. And I think that was pretty much why they lost that game, because if they don't take that fight, if they just wait for all of their cooldowns and they control the high ground, wait Roche, they just win that game. So that, kind of sad, but I do feel like they are playing well. So as long as they can fine-tune those details and play the macro game better, I believe they can do much better.
I mean, the early game was pretty good for them. Like, the Kanka made some really good rotations. He went bot, I think, twice, and I went around to help his team. He was pretty rich in the first, 15? Like, he was the top of the network, first 15, I think, 20 minutes. He held the game together, even though Drow was having a really terrible laning phase. But he was able to farm, recover, thanks to the Kunkka.
Yeah, I really like the Kunkka, Kunkka Drow mag combination, because it felt like they were able to protect her. But I believe that the arenas, especially the fight I was talking about, where the arena was like in between the low ground and the high ground, and the Drow, like, the only damage she could do was multi-shot. Because this draft is so heavily, like, all the damage comes from the Drow, and she can't literally do damage to Mars. I'm sorry, to Terrorblade, it was 0. I felt like they were lacking a lot of damage. I also feel like some of the RPs were very rushed from Hiko in the mid game. He would use RP to save someone, and then that person dies anyways, and they cannot make a move for 2 minutes, which is a problem, I guess, with Magnus in itself.
Yeah, but as the game went on, I felt like the power of their draft just
Oh, that's the fight. RP was on cooldown. It was not global. That was the fight I was talking about. Really good arena in the river.
Yeah, he stopped the draft from doing. I think we saw a similar thing in the European League. Was it? I think Nicole Baby. I think he didn't pop BKB or Elsa
Oh
Medusa.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, like the Mars is just really good against all these like range carry heroes later into the game. It's pretty difficult to play around it when you don't have BKB.
Well, it seems like we've managed to bring down the game a bit. What would you like to see for the next engagement here for SG? Because this is like there's still room for improvement. I think their second game was much better than the first one. What is the one thing you'd like them to concentrate on, Bowie?
I feel like their draft was really good. Overall, I feel like Arms was probably the player that stood out the most. Like, he was very stable in both games. So I think ideally you want to give Hiko something that plays a little bit higher tempo than what they get. I think it was Pango and Mag this game. So something that can just play a little bit faster, because Arms, like, even when he had bad laning stages, he was able to like recover in the game.
Right.
But yeah, having this offlaner that can just play faster and ideally defend the tier 1 tower a little bit better, because I don't think Mag and Pango do that as well as, a Tidehunter or a Mars. I really feel like giving Mars away both games was probably... I'm not sure if Eco doesn't like playing Mars. I'm pretty sure he does.
He does play Mars.
Yeah, so I just feel like giving Mars that way and picking the heroes that they didn't really help SG much.
Winter, there was one thing.
There's definitely heroes that can allow them to play, their current style better. But I think overall it was a very positive showing from them. They showed that they could play better than what they did in the first game. It was just a couple of small details like discipline, not taking the fights, not being patient enough. At the highest level, one mistake like that just gonna lose you the game. They have to just polish things up. But overall, I feel like it's a very positive thing what they showed in the second game compared to the first game.
Okay, and with those positive thoughts, we're gonna say goodbye, as this is the only game that we have today, right? So I'm gonna remind you guys that tomorrow we have some pretty hype matchups. If you enjoyed Epulze King of Kings beating Lava, which was a surprise to many, they have a matchup tomorrow against... tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow against Noping. And that's going to be a pretty hype match, as the new Noping has been looking pretty strong. Maybe not as much as the old one. We don't know yet, but certainly up there. Top 4 contender for sure. And Epulze King of Kings has already been known as the King Slayer for now. So let's see if they can do the same thing with Noping. And then the matchup towards the end of the day should be a hype one. It used to be El Clásico of the South American region. It's going to be Beast Coast versus Lava, the old Thunder Predator, facing off against their rivals. That's the last best of 3 for tomorrow. Super hype if Lava can bring it, because against Epulze King of Kings they struggled, they lost, and that was not a team they should have lost against. So if Beast Coast bring in their A game, Lava might struggle, but it might also be a trial of by fire. Who knows? Maybe that's what actually forced them back against the wall to play their best Dota. We'll have to see as we finish our day today and we wait for tomorrow. Remember, guys, to follow the channel. Epulze Gaming here is going to be where you find all the SA action, both Div 1 and Div 2. In the English coverage will be exactly on this channel. And as the tour progresses, we're going to have some more content as well that we're going to be publishing here on this channel. Some really exclusive stuff that I think you guys will be interested in, including interviews, player cams, special pieces, Bowie teaching you Portuguese, and much more. We're gonna say goodbye today as we go to bed with the good feeling that we just watched some great Dota. Hope you enjoyed the panel, hope you enjoyed the broadcast, hope you enjoyed the Gareth combo, and see you guys tomorrow. Until then,
see ya.